Hey girl, hey, happy self-care Saturday talk. On this week's episode, we are going to talk about some healing myths that go around and really affect your relationship with healing and how you feel about it. So we just want to tackle that. Before we get started, if you're new, welcome. If you are coming back, welcome back. I'm so glad to have you. Healing myths, and we're going to talk about 5 or 6 of them today. And I do have some notes on the side, so if I do look over, I'm just looking at my notes and just taking over. But if you are on a healing journey and you think this was helpful to you, I would appreciate it if you like, subscribe to my channel, and stay tuned for more videos like this. Let's talk about, healing is such a personal but a very powerful journey and can really help transform your life. But there is a lot of false beliefs floating around that can make you feel like you're not doing it right, or it's never gonna, get better, or you're never gonna achieve these goals and yada yada. Because believe me, when I was going through the process, I definitely felt a lot of this. So let's break down some of these together. Because once you see the truth, the healing process starts to feel so much lighter and more empowering. So the first myth is healing has a finish line. And I thought this was I thought once I healed it, I would be done and blah, blah, blah. But not really. So many people, believe once you've healed, that's it, you're done. Yay, let's party. We're all done. But healing is not a destination, unfortunately. It's a lifelong journey. It's about learning, growing, and peeling back the layers of yourself over time. Just as I've explained in other videos, if you've been watching my channel for a while, is that through my healing journey, things were done in layers, and I really didn't have that expectation when I started. I just thought once I healed it, it was going to be done. But no, there's layers to each, thing that you are healing through. One part of it doesn't heal the whole group of it. So that is just something to kind of keep in mind. Don't arrive somewhere one day completely healed and say, oh, you're completely done, because what happens is you continuously evolve into a better, newer version of you. And honestly, that's a beautiful thing, because it means you're always expanding and becoming more of who you were truly meant to be. 2, which is time heals all wounds. Oh, I used to tell myself that. And I used to believe it, time would heal all wounds. And, honestly, over time, they don't bother you as much, but they still hang in the background. Oh, just give it time. Well, time, like I said, it helps create space, and time alone doesn't heal the wounds, obviously. What actually heals is what you do with that time. Do you reflect, seek support, forgive, journal, set boundaries, or release old patterns? Those choices are what creates the transformation. So it's not time itself, it's the inner work and self-care you choose during that time. And, for a while, I didn't do any of that work. I just thought because it was, time would heal, that over time it would go away. But as I've learned, it didn't go away. Actually, it caused a lot of resentment and anger to build towards some of these different situations that I had dealt with. So I don't recommend allowing time to be the saying, oh, time will heal, because it doesn't. Number 3 is you have to do it alone. But I'm here to tell you, you don't have to do it alone. This one keeps so many people isolated. Healing doesn't mean that you have to figure everything out by yourself. In fact, it's a huge part of healing that comes from being supported, whether that's therapy, coaching, community, or a safe friendship. We heal in connection because our wounds often came from disconnection. Well, asking for help from people is not a weakness, it's a strength. Just make sure, though, I want to specify this, the person that you are looking to, or your coach, your friends, your family member, whoever that may be for you, make sure that they're trustworthy, right? You don't want somebody who's going to take your information and use it against you, or, kind of talk junk behind your back and stuff like that. So just make sure that they're an authentic person and that they are trustworthy. What I did on my healing journey, most of it was with God. And then I also hire a coach. But God was the main I used. And, honestly, it saved me probably a ton of money and 10 years worth of therapy, because therapy can only take you as far as like your mind will take you, but God will take you as far as he knows, because he knows your heart and he knows truly what is in your heart and what needs to heal. And that's where he would stir things around and force you to heal those different layers that I would have never done on my own, to be honest, because I would have never thought that that would be the thing, right? Unless maybe I was triggered down the road, but I would be wondering, like, what is going on? I mean, I thought I healed this, right? Kind of take that into consideration. And if you are, feeling that you may want to, that journey with God, I would just pray and ask him to help you and so forth, and he will help guide you along your journey. Number 4 is healing means forgetting your past. Now, here's the thing. You don't have to erase your past to heal. And healing is not about pretending those painful experiences never happened. Instead, it's about changing your relationship with those memories. Your past might be a part of your story, but it doesn't have to define your future. When you heal, you reclaim your power from it, you learn your lessons, you release the shame, and you start to tell yourself a new story about who you are now and who you are becoming. In some cases, right, we kind of wish that we would be able to forget the past, but then we would not remember those lessons, and then something could come up again. And since we don't remember that, we would repeat it. So as much as sometimes, you're like, oh man, I just wish it would just go away and I would never have to think about that again. But then if you think about it in the bigger picture, you don't want to relive that because you forgot about the lesson, right? Whenever we go through something bad or good, right? We always learn a lesson out of it. When something we're going through doesn't quite work out, there's always a lesson to be learned. And sometimes, the lesson isn't clear at that time. Sometimes we don't really find that lesson until down the road when it connects to something else. And that's how my lessons have happened. I didn't understand why I went through some of the things that I went through, but now I do, because it's made me a stronger person, and it's made me where I can now relate to more people because I've gone through more things, and now I can help others on their path to becoming a better version of themselves. Myth number 5 is healing makes life easy. Well, the truth is, some people think once they've healed, everything will suddenly fall into place and life will become easy. But healing doesn't remove the challenges. It equips you to handle them differently. You still have to face your struggles, but instead of being triggered or crushed by them, you'll respond from more with strength, compassion, and wisdom. Healing doesn't make life perfect. It just makes you stronger. And that's your power, because you're not being triggered and reacting to everything, right? You're able to respond and be gentle and just, relax and be like, okay, take a moment. Let me look at this a little bit, more clear before I respond to that, right? Instead of react. I was going to say react because that's what I used to do. I used to react. I used to be very reactive. Somebody would say something to me and I didn't think, it would trigger me, but I didn't connect that those triggers were actually something that I should heal. And especially when I was younger, or even, healing, I think, has really came to a lot of light recently within like the last 5 to 10 years. But before that, healing was like, you don't really talk about that. That was kind of not a positive thing for whatever reason. So now that more people are talking about it, and and it's become more normalized. It is part of our lives now. And I'm so happy for that, because now, we can come from a better place. If you've been believing any of these myths, I want you to know you are not behind, you are not broken, and you're not doing it wrong. Healing isn't about being perfect. It is about transforming how you see yourself, your past, and your future. It's also about building resilience, reclaiming your worth, and showing up for yourself with love and compassion. Healing has really transformed my life and made me become a better person overall. I'm a better mom, I'm a better friend, I'm just a better human, because I'm not as reactive. I'm more compassion, I'm more understanding, I'm more lovable, because I've been able to heal those past traumas and get over the trials and tribulations, where I've been able to expand my heart and just open up even more, because I've always been a loving person. Sometimes I love a little too much, but that wasn't really my thing that I struggled in. I've been able to open it now that I can even love brighter and better. So I hope this is helpful for you, and I hope if you're on a healing journey that you don't quit and you continue to heal. Sometimes it does take a long time for you to get through it, but eventually you will come out the other end where you're not feeling like you have to heal so much. But let me just tell you, even when you feel like you're at the end, because I've healed basically through all of my trials and tribulations, right? But there is continuously healing that needs to go on by what's happening currently in your life right now and things like that. So you don't want to ignore those things and allow them to fester back into like resentment, anger, and stuff like that. So you want to make sure that when things are coming up, that you are healing that right away, so that you can stay fresh and good and light and bright and just in where you are currently. Hope that this is helpful. And if you would like any of my assistance, I am offering one-on-one coaching. So you can email me at sayyes2healing@gmail.com. I will leave a link to my Facebook group. That is a private group that I have for women who are on their healing, self-love, and self-care journey. And if you are looking to have a little bit of support and just be around other women who are doing the same thing as you are, maybe just in a different way, please request to join, and I'll be more than happy to have you. So happy healing. Love you. Bye.